Welcome everyone. I know almost everyone here are board members. Um, you will pretty much remember everything that's happened in the last year. And our annual meeting last year was in October because of the pandemic. So that's why we're having the annual meeting again in October this year. Normally it's like May or June. So in the past year, we changed our name. We previously were known as Mackey, Medford Arts Center, Inc. And the community constantly got us confused with the Medford Arts Council, as their initials are MAC. Plus, we thought it was time for a name change since we don't currently have a physical building or center. So after surveying members and the community, we narrowed things down and ArtsMedford was decided upon. And this is just like to make a long story short. So we changed the virtual event name that we had. Used to be called Tuesdays with MARV, which we had last year. We changed that to Arts After Dark starting in January. So it wouldn't limit us on what day we'd have each event, although many of them wound up being on Thursdays. And many virtual events were held, including art demonstrations, studio tours, and performances. Makerspace continued to hold virtual classes. And the things that I'm talking about here are just going to be pretty vague, general, just because we have multiple things that we're going to be talking about throughout this. Hold on, I'm just clicking out some because I'm getting, my internet is unstable. Okay, so I just get rid of all my other tabs I had on my computer. We had to put our art swap in City Hall on hold in the display cases until April, when we were finally able to put some new art in there. And keep your eyes open for the next emails. I'm hoping we can swap art out again soon. And let me know if you're interested. We had a table at the Mystic River Festival this year, which is the first live festival we've been able to take part in due to the pandemic. And we all look forward, hopefully, to participating in many more in the future. PAL, which is our public art library, has been in storage for the last 2 years since it's normally housed in front of the library. Once the new library is open and the weather cooperates, it will be installed outside the library again. The library will also have a makerspace area, which we're excited about. We're in the process of building and decorating a mini art gallery, which will be installed near the Peace Garden in Medford Square in the spring. It will house miniature works of art that our members can create and display, and can be a place for the community to acquire free mini pieces of art. More info will be forthcoming, and let me know if you'd like to help design the outside of the gallery and paint it. We're going to have like a design. You can, decide to make the design the outside fancy rather than just a nice color, which is what the public art library is, which is just the same blue as MARV, similar as MARV was. But we really would like to do a design. So if you have some good design ideas, please let me know, because and be fun, just be a fun project to work on over the winter time, especially as the weather gets colder and we can't really do as many things outside. This could be kind of a fun project for all of us. So as you know, we have been part of Arts Collaborative Medford, which is an organization was formed several years ago to explore the possibility of having an arts center in Medford, which is, as we all know, is sorely lacking. A year and a half ago, we had, actually more than that, more like 2 years ago, we had started talking about possibly having an arts center at the former Hegner Center. And then when the pandemic happened, all those discussions, talks went by the wayside. Since that, we were approached by Theory Wellness, which is one of the companies that is hoping to have a cannabis store in Medford. And they are one of now 9 applicants, and there are going to be 3 available in our city. And they approached us to see about having their community edition giving us an arts center. So we had a lot of discussion with them, as many of you know, and they offered to give us a 10,000 square foot space, and it's on 2 floors as an arts center. And I know many of you have written letters of support to them and to the mayor's office, and to the Cannabis Advisory Commission. And I know the Cannabis Advisory Commission recently had a series of public virtual meetings where they were discussing about all the different proposals from all the different storefronts. And the Theory Wellness, among all the others, did a virtual presentation for the public as well. I know the Cannabis Commission is now in the decision phase. I know that they were waiting for another week or 2 and then coming back to kind of gauge, who vote pretty much on who they want as the 3 cannabis storefronts in Medford. We're keeping our fingers crossed that Theory Wellness is going to be one of them. And yeah, so we haven't gotten word yet when that meeting of the Cannabis Advisory Commission is going to be yet. I know they were going to review things for a couple of weeks and then set up a meeting. So as soon as we hear one way or the other, and if there's a meeting, that information can be forthcoming in case you all want to attend. So if and hopefully when Theory Wellness gets the approval, which, and we're keeping our fingers crossed that they do get a yes, it will basically be all hands on deck for all of us to get this art center going, because the hopes are that all these cannabis stores and our art center will be open by May, I believe, at the latest. Which means that we really have to get working on things. So let me know even before we hear if you are interested in helping out with that, because we will need a lot of help in just getting everything ready, organizing, etc. The more people we have to help, because we're parts of Arts Collaborative Medford, but the more people we have to help, the better. So keeping our fingers crossed that it will happen. It'll be super exciting, because it'll be great. It will have room for performance space, so places for workshops, including maker space. It's also studio space. There'll be studio space in there too, and not just a couple, it'll be several. So, it has so much great potential. And plus, hopefully meeting space too, not just workshop space, but I know there's always a huge lack of available meeting space in the city. And I know that library eventually will have some too, but this will also add to it. So I also know we've been lacking in live in-person events over the last year, which is super sad. But the pandemic has kept us going and kept us from doing so many things we love. But we are hoping that life is turning the corner in a positive way, and we'll be able to organize more in-person events soon. Please let me know if you'd like to help with any events, whether they be art shows, performance, membership gatherings, exhibits, or any other ideas you may come up with. Respectfully, Sarah Beardsley. So Celia, and welcome everyone who's come a little later here. Celia, would you like to do your treasurer's report?
Okay. Yes, just give me one more second to open one more document. All right. All right, so I'll start with Makerspace. So Makerspace, as Sarah said, we've been doing virtual courses, and we've been trying to basically think of classes where, since we can't we tried to hand out materials, it's been very difficult. Uh-oh, am I still there?
Yes.
Okay, good. So we try to, we basically either have, we've been doing workshops where you can find things at home, or we send out links to kits that people can buy. So we just haven't been spending a lot, even though, the core team, which is just 4 of us, we were running 2 workshops a month.
Wow, you were busy.
I know. So anyway, so we didn't run any fundraisers, so we got a few donations, and we've been spending. We still pay some stipends, because it is time for people, but we have a lot of most of the instructors are volunteering their time. So that's Makerspace. We just spent about $400 so far. We're not really planning on spending much more. Okay, so then let's go on to, it's in the way, on to MARV. Okay, so as everybody knows, sadly, MARV is no longer with us. But we still, we had a budget for him. We've since adjusted it. So we did get some grants from MARV, and, through the Arts After Dark, where that team is still, was able to deliver those programs. There's still on the to happen is a collaboration with Tufts, and so that'll happen towards the end of the year. So 4,000 in grants came in, and then outgoing, right? We still had to pay some of the insurance, so that was about 1,500. Now that's squared away. There will be no more insurance paid from MARV itself. And then the other costs for, the stipends and coordinator fees, the total for everything at this time is $5,800 that we spent. So we spend, outgoing is a little more than what we brought in this year, but it's okay. I mean, we had brought in more grants the previous year, so this is where we stand for MARV. We don't expect, except for the Tufts grant, which we will likely be paying stipends out. This is where we stand. So we did end up paying down here, if you can see, it was a $600 to basically put MARV to rest. So the fee for towing and the junkyard fee, and then just for the work that went into that. We did get some back on the registration fee, so the amount that we ended up spending was a little less than 600. Okay, any questions on MARV? All right. And so then lastly, we come to the ArtsMedford budget. So a little clarification on the name, right? We've changed the name with the state. It is not yet acknowledged with the IRS. And I did that by filing our taxes back in March, and they still haven't processed them. So I check every week to see where we are as far as that, because once that gets processed, I can get the form 1047, and then it'll be much easier to change our name everywhere. But right now, we have it changed with the bank and with several places, but there are some places where we can't officially have the name changed until we have that form. But as far as finances, our members were very generous this year. So, we brought in almost $3,000 in memberships, and we didn't apply for any grants because, we weren't sure what was going to happen. And then, so we aren't really, because we're not really doing a lot of events, we haven't, we don't have a lot of expenditures, but there was costs for the name change that we still expect to happen. There'll be some expenses around the domain, and I think that's pretty much it. So that's kind of the summary. We brought in almost 3,000. We're not quite spending a lot of it. We're trying to think of what kind of activities we can do for our members in these times, but as you can imagine, it's quite difficult trying to figure out what kind of activities we can safely run. So right now we're doing quite well with we brought in more money through memberships, and we'll consider what to do about that next year as we apply for, or as we get ready to open up memberships again. Okay, so that's, I think that's it for finances. I can put these PDFs in the chat if anybody wants to look at the details. And that's it.
Thank you, Celia. Thank you. Susan, would you like to give the MARV update?
Well, sure. Celia did quite a bit of it as part of the treasurer's report. So I would add that we had a really successful 2 seasons with Tuesdays with MARV, followed by Arts After Dark. A lot more of our colleagues in Arlington and Malden and Melrose particularly are aware of some of the things that ArtsMedford does now, and we have established good working relationships with them. And we've established the beginnings of a great working relationship with the Tufts Art Galleries, where we are going to have an event with some students, probably from the School of the Fine Arts. I can't remember, SMFA, whatever that stands for. The MFA's School of Arts. At any rate, they're recruiting some students who are interested in sharing their art with the Medford community. And so they will be the final event in 2021. Time to be determined. When we are having the vote, I've put together a little 5-minute retrospective slideshow of MARV through the years from 2016, when Mike Oliver, who is on the call, thank you, Mike, and Jim Smith found a bus for us all the way through this year's virtual performances and events on Arts After Dark. So I hope you'll watch that. And we are sad to see him go, but he had a great life. And I think Medford really enjoyed having him. And we enjoyed having him, even though it was a lot of work to program and keep him afloat for on the road for 5 years. But it was a good 5 years, and it was a great team of people. Celia and Laurel Siegel, who's also on the call, and Nancy Leslie, who had to move to Ipswich in the meantime, and Sharon Fisher, who hoped to be able to make it today, but doesn't seem to have. I might be missing somebody, and Sarah, of course, and me were all part of that team. So kudos to all of them. So thank you. That's all I think I have to say.
Thank you. Susan, did you want to show the video now? Do you want to do it during voting? I know voting will probably be shorter is my guess, but
yeah,
because I know we were going to show my ensemble, but we don't have to.
Yeah, I can show it now. question is where to go. I don't want to share that, and I don't want to share that. Slides is virtual background. No. Files. Interesting. It's all queued up. I don't know why it's not showing. So I better not show it now. I better try and find it.
Okay, sounds good.
All right.
Celia, I know you talked a little bit about Makerspace. Did you want to give more of an update?
I think I pretty much did it. We are gearing, so like I said, we were able to run, two virtual workshops a month. But moving forward, we kind of took a little break because we're getting ready to, we thought we would be back to live classes at West Medford Community Center, but that didn't happen. So hopefully, we're sort of waiting until we feel safe to do that, or we think people will actually come. Even though West Medford Community Center is open and doing events, we didn't feel right doing it right now. And then, as Sarah said, we've been in touch with Barbara Kerr about the library makerspace, and right now we're scheduled probably starting in March, 3 nights a week, or 3, I think 1 Saturday afternoon and 3 nights a week. So we're excited about that, but we're also trying to recruit more people because the 4 of us that have kind of been the planning team for the last 2 years, we just can't manage that many events by ourselves. So hopefully we'll find more people or start asking for more classes. And so interestingly, there's also, because there's a whole dedicated makerspace room now, the library is also planning to run makerspace events. And so we're trying to coordinate that somehow so we don't have overlap, and we expect at some point there'll just be one committee or one source of all the courses. So so that's it for Makerspace. I don't think we have anything else.
All right, thank you. I know I think everyone here is just looking forward to be able to do classes and all that kind of thing in person, when it's, and things will be safe. It'll happen eventually. I just think it's just not as soon as we would like.
Sarah, I found photos. I've got it queued now if you want me to do it.
Okay, go for it.
Let's see if it works. Okay. All right. Do people see my screen?
Yes.
MARV Tribute Annual Meeting.
Yep.
Okay, let's see what happens. Is that okay? You see?
Yep, that's good.
Okay. Okay, stop. I'm gonna stop it. It's not supposed to be an endless repeat here. Okay. Sorry about that. Sarah lost her computer connection, so she'll be right back. Eileen, thank you.
No, that was great.
Thanks.
That
I
was
forgot
great.
we even did some of those things. I was like,
Yeah,
oh yeah.
I know.
It's a great video.
We did a lot of stuff, didn't we?
We did.
So yeah, it was, I'm thinking that maybe Makerspace and ArtsMedford need to have a more in-depth conversation about how we can, you know, now that we're not doing a MARV project, maybe there's more ways to share some of the resources and do some things that way.
Yeah. Here she comes.
She's back. All right.
Hi there. Sorry, my computer is just like acting really weird today. So, yeah, I had like a low, unstable connection, and then the Zoom just crashed on me again. So I just rebooted my computer. Hopefully they'll fix it. Sorry about that. Figure it's just during a meeting, right?
Yeah.
So next up, Susan, thanks for showing that video.
Yeah.
I enjoyed what I saw of it. I saw most of it, but it brings back good memories. But
Well,
yeah,
we'll put it on YouTube so you can view it again and again.
awesome. I will definitely do that. I will definitely do that. Yeah, we'll miss Marv.
Yes,
But,
we'll miss going over and shoveling him out and moving him in the middle of the winter too.
yeah, that's true. There is that. There is that. And starting him, and yeah.
Yeah, I don't really miss driving him, I have to admit.
No,
Yeah.
no. Was a little, there was a little jaw clenching about that.
Yeah, it's very true. So now we're on to the vote for board of directors. So, hold on 1 second here. So you saw the slate. Unfortunately, we have to remove one person. Brian Collins emailed me this morning, and he has to beg off the board right now for family reasons. So, and hopefully everything will be okay, but he just has to focus on his family right now, which of course is most important.
Yeah.
So because of that, Brian is not running. So currently board of directors be myself, Chris Howe, Celia Lee, Jason Rebbing, Allison Stroh, and Ruth Youngblood. And I want to ask if there is anyone else here who would like to run for the board.
Well, if you need someone, I'll be more than happy to.
Okay, Mike, do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself?
I think,
I mean, we all know,
I don't think we have to, I don't have to say
actually,
anything about
Jason
me,
and
right?
Allison probably need a little bit more of an update.
All right, okay,
Right.
let's start off with me, all right? So as you know, I bought MARV, but I was the president of the Art Association for 3 years when we had we built the organization. It was sort of dying, and we put it together. We sort of suffered through 2 years with our gallery, which actually was a galvanizing thing. Except we were in the wrong business. We don't know how to make money, but we know how to run a gallery. But anyway, and then we, you know, when the gallery died, we sort of all got together and we brainstormed stuff and we figured out how to stay alive, and we did fairly well. So I gave that up because 3 years was long enough for anybody to be anywhere. It was long enough for me anyway. And currently, I started another group called the Coffee Shop Artists. You might have heard of them. Some of you have exhibited in our shows. That's a group made up of some people from Malden, Melrose, Medford. We do shows at the BB Estate and at the Commerce Place. Hopefully we'll get back there. And right now, I'm currently the acting chairperson of the Chevalier Theater Commission, which keeps me really busy. The theater is, you know, the theater is 70+ years old. it's quite a, we have excellent meetings with, we have a lot of quite stakeholders, but right now we're involved in water. We had water problems in the last, and so I deal with the city, I deal with the management company, with architects, with everything. Anyway, all right. Sounds good. Okay, so that's me. There's probably more, right, Susan? But I can't think of anything right now. But,
Yeah, we're missing the bottom of your face a little bit. Can
yeah,
you
this is the
put
bottom of my
your
face. Well,
Yeah.
well, the
Your
bottom of my
chin
face. Is
looks-
There
much
we
better than
go.
the
That's
front of my
much
face.
better.
Perfect.
You know, I'm 150 years old, and I work.
Methuselah in the making.
I do. Life gets in the way. So that's me.
So Mike, given all your other commitments, which are many and varied, why do you want to, I mean, other
Well,
than you have a good heart, but
Well, I think I have enough time.
okay,
I have enough time. So
wow.
know,
Beverly might have something to say about that.
she may, yeah, she may. But also too is being on the board is a good thing. I mean, I know there's a lot going on. Some potentially exciting things that will carry us forward if the
Yep.
Cannabis people are successful. That could be a game changer for Medford.
Absolutely.
So that would be a very exciting thing to be part of.
Yep.
Anyway, and I think also too is some of the connections that I have with the city, which a lot now these days, could be useful to us in some way. Right now we're in the middle of an election, but I'm hoping that the people we deal with will stick around regardless of who is on top.
Yeah.
So, all right.
All right.
That is I.
All right. So,
Oh, and the other thing there's other than Eileen, I think everybody already knows this, but we do have the ability to put people forward and appoint them in between for the duration of the year until the next election. So we can fill in other blank spots should we find suitable candidates.
right. I actually was informed there is another candidate who was really interested, but I was only made aware of her yesterday, and she wanted to find out a bit more about us before deciding one way or the other, which is totally understandable.
Right.
Yeah, but there's so we'll have to have that conversation with her later, but yeah, there's potential for at least one other new person to join us. So I think what we should do normally, we would be just generally voting for the slate, but now the slate is minus Brian. So
I have a Google form all ready to go.
okay, so
it's in the chat if you want to
okay,
vote from
great.
there.
Thank you, Celia. So why don't we go and we can fill out the form, but meanwhile, I'm going to share my screen because I know so my recorder ensemble, we actually, as part of Arts After Dark, did a virtual performance that we had recorded late spring, early summer. And so I think Susan asked me to show this. It's about 15-ish minutes long. It's Vivaldi's Folia. And the piece was originally written for strings, but is perfectly playable on other instruments. So there's three of us here. I will share the screen. I'm going to vote first, and then I will share my screen.
And if anybody has any issues voting, then you can just write a note in the chat and we can deal with that. But I just voted, so I think
How
it
are we
should
voting?
work.
What's happening? How are we voting? What is going on?
There's in the chat. If you click on chat at the bottom of your screen, I think, you'll
Yeah.
see a menu. A little whiteboard comes up, and at the bottom of it, Celia put a note with a link. Just click on the link and it will take you directly to the vote.
Okay.
And then you just click on everybody that you want and hit submit.
Yeah, I'm having issues with
You can't
that.
access the link or,
Yeah, it's looking really weird on my computer. And again, it may
I
be
think
my
it's your
computer.
computer because it was fine for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm just gonna, what I'm gonna do is just message you
yep,
right now.
Yep.
And then that will count.
okay.
All
Yep.
right.
Got it.
So I'm going to share my screen here.
And then right after the performance, we will announce the vote, and that will be the end of the meeting. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
Hold on one second. I'm gonna unshare. I need to change my sound. There we go.
Oh, and it's probably obvious to people, but once you open the form, you'll want to, if you want to vote for Mike Oliver, you just need to write him in the other slot. There's an other slot at the bottom of
I
the
thought
form.
he was already on it.
He's in it.
He
He's
is
in
in
it.
it.
It was there.
Celia's fast.
All right.
Oops, did you already add Mike?
I think she did, Chris.
Oh, whoops. I might have voted for you twice, Mike.
Okay, stuff, ballot box stuffing.
You deserve 2 votes.
As James Michael Curley used to say, vote early and often.
Are we? Okay. We're not hearing it.
Yeah, when you-
Sounds
Interesting.
good, but it doesn't sound.
Oop, I need to mute myself.
Yeah. I'm to mute.
Make sure when you share, you click the share sound.
Yeah, I have original sound on. Is there a share sound? I don't see oh, share computer sound. Got it. Okay. There you have it.
That was lovely. I have a question.
Yeah.
You mentioned this when you did the event for Arts After Dark, but what does folia mean again?
So folia actually means madness.
Okay, well, let me just say that they had a really different idea of madness when this was written than they do now.
Yeah, yes. Well, it was meant to, it was based on 15th century folk music. It was supposed to evoke of women and people dancing and twirling around like crazy. So, yeah.
Like I said.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah. We're like, woo, let's go crazy. Let's dance to Neatly.
Yeah. Well, I mean, dancing was so different then
Yeah,
compared
it's
to how
true.
it is now.
It's true. It's true. Really lovely. I didn't know that. Didn't sort of never occurred to me that recorders could be so, like only 3 of them could be so full sounding. It's really
Yeah.
quite amazing.
Yeah, it is.
So thank you.
Oh, thank
So drum roll.
Yes.
Do you want me to show the results?
Sure.
Okay, here we go. So Mike has 2 lines, so he has 9 votes. Although I think when I looked at it, I think Chris did not vote for him twice. I think he just added him once.
Ah.
I was seeing a different form, I think.
Mhm.
So
Okay.
Nice.
Looks good. So congratulations, everyone.
yeah.
Shoot.
Did we lose Mike?
You weren't worried, Jason Nelson.
That's funny.
And Susan, we will miss you. We'll miss you, but we know you need to take a break. But we know that you're not going far, and I'm sure questions we can ask you.
Yeah, I haven't told you about my one-way ticket to the Cayman Islands, but
No.
they have
You know about this
internet
too?
there.
not going anywhere. I want to do some other things this year, climate change work in particular. So,
Nice.
but I'll still have some. Yeah, thank you guys. I'll still have some time for ArtsMedford, of course.
Great. So for everyone that is still here on the board, I will be sending out a doodle for us to have a virtual meeting pretty soon, just so we can decide on positions and all, and then also perhaps talk about the one other person who I know is interested in possibly joining us.
Sounds
So,
good.
all right. So with that, I hope you all have a great rest of the afternoon and evening. I don't know if anyone are Pats fans here, but I mean, I'm not a football fan at all. I'm actually going to be watching the Sox in about 45 minutes because I'm a big baseball fan and I want to see them. Well, we'll see ya. But I hope you have a great rest of the day, everyone. Thanks for joining.
All right. Bye, everyone.